What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another Beta Memoirs. And today we have seen a lot of strength. We did chop a lot today, but then towards the end of the day, we really started to push hard because the debt ceiling is getting cleaned up. You got a lot of members of the House and Senate. They actually leave at the end of the week for their essentially holiday and won't be back till January. So a lot of people are trying to get the architecture bill and everything done beforehand. And so there's a lot of positive news that came out today that kind of drove the market. I've been saying over the past week to be cautious because we've had these massive dips. Yes, I think it was partially started because of the variant. Then there was rate increases, which I think ultimately led to a lot, some of these bigger moves down because they were talking about double rate raises and inflation. Biggest thing being is that I think moving forward, going until next week, will be very pivotal. But that being said, the market is so strong, and I've been saying this even on these sell-offs. You thought the market would have sold off more, and then it had these massive rip-ups overnight and these massive sell-offs. So it's interesting to see. And then we had this massive just parabolic move, and I said we needed to retest. We did a partial retest on the daily, like I said before, which is good to see. I mean, that gives us enough of a bounce, enough of a pullback and a retest. That was a 5%. I can see us very well continuing up from here. I mean, we're close to all-time highs again here. One thing I've noticed when we made this other all-time high here, we definitely struggled, and then we started selling off again. And I think we barely broke previous all-time highs here. So it was interesting to see us just barely break it again and then just come straight down. So, but now we got a little bit more momentum. I think we got enough, big enough, or strong enough momentum to start going into the Xmas rally. But we have to also understand that Christmas rally, we still got another week. We have to really understand what Powell is going to do. Is he hawkish? Is he bearish? What is his stance now, especially since he was more hawkish on the last meeting? So where is his stance now? Now that he's coming into another term here, where is he standing? Is he going to be more hawkish because of the pressure from the Senate and other Fed members? Is that what his stance is now? We have to see, especially with inflation, since the variant isn't really locking anything down, which is more news we got, which is fantastic, that it's not that big of a deal, that big of a concern, which again was simply stated even when it started coming out and everything. Even the White House press secretary came out and talked about that, about how it wasn't that big of a deal. It was very much controllable, very much manageable. So being said, the market likes the news. Again, the rate raises. At this point, seeing the strength of the market, I think we kind of try to price in rate raises, especially on tech. Tech got hit pretty bad, and everything came down to really strong support, 200 at the daily, on a lot of big stocks, which is something you want to see after an earnings. And it essentially happened within a couple of days. About a week and a half, we had some major selling, and then we're bouncing back. So it's good to see these massive push downs and pull ups are pretty hard to manage. I actually thought we were going to roll over today, but then we just pushed up. And so that's the whole thing about technicals. Like, we are purely driven off of Powell, the Fed, and what's being done at this point. It is that's easier said than done. In the next month, you got or next week, you not only got you got option expirations and everything coming into the end of the year too, people rolling over and stuff. So there's a lot of different things going on next week. So I think even whatever move, going bullish into tomorrow, and then I am going to say I'm going to go bearish on Friday only because of preparation for next week. Plus, also, we have a lot of CPI data. That data might push us up even more. It may not. So Friday is a big day for us, and then next week is a big week in general. I think primarily just because of Powell and where he leads us from there. So without getting too much into that, if you've already heard me, heard me before, I've talked about this many times before about the current state and everything. I'm very bullish overall. But again, what Powell is about to share with us, grace us with, is going to really dictate the next couple of months and how the whales are going to move. So that is what you need to pay attention to. And that is ultimately what I'm seeing is that the market doesn't care. The market seems to think that they know what they're getting with Powell. Because Powell has been around, where if some other member had been elected or came in a chair spot, they wouldn't have known. So we might have sold, but we know what we're getting with Powell. So I think that helps the market, makes the market more bullish. If they do start tapering, we might correct a little bit. Maybe that's what that correction was. I'm thinking that's what this correction was probably for, is to try to handle some of that. It doesn't say volatility is going to completely go away. It doesn't say we're just going to go straight up. It doesn't going to say we're going to go straight down. I don't think we're going to go down at all at this point. We got a big enough correction. And the market is very strong. And you saw that today, even though I thought we were going to sell today. And the strength came out of nowhere and just started pushing, right? Because you're getting a lot of positive news into the infrastructure bill, into all these other different things that are pushing the market up. And we'll continue to start pushing into the Santa Claus rally, which essentially leads into earnings. So, which is right around the corner in early July. So we start getting banks and stuff. So being said, I think we're good. I think ultimately we're going to start pushing. Again, you have to be very cautious with anything that happens next week. It could definitely cause some panic selling next week. Depends on what happens, or it could be really bullish. It could swing both ways quite dramatically, in my opinion. So you definitely have to still be mindful of that stuff. Being said, for tomorrow, obviously Tesla, there's rumor about a split. If you followed any of Elon's tweets over the past month or so, he's been kind of hinting at another split. I don't know if that's true or not. A lot of people are assuming that's what it is. That is tomorrow. So if that is the case, I will be all over Tesla tomorrow. If not, Apple is still very strong. It's making some bigger moves, but it seems like it's running. Market's pretty much following Apple's lead here. So stay with strength at this point and see where it goes. ASML and chips have been extremely strong, something I definitely want to keep an eye on. I'm actually swinging ASML. Chip supplier helps the chips, essentially gives all the chip makers the tools and resources that they need to build the chips out. So that's why I like ASML. Then you got your Google, which has been also very strong. We'll have a good earnings. I really wanted this stuff to pull back a little bit more today. It sure did not. So I'm wondering if we'll even get a pullback tomorrow. I think we could still be very bullish tomorrow, but Friday give a decent pullback, start retesting some of this support that we broke back through. Facebook had another massively strong day, but then just went flat, kind of like the market. Snap came back. It's another big one you want to keep on watch tomorrow. I don't see Snap on here, but Snap is another big one. Massive day. It might start churning. I'd like to get a retest here at the 52 mark. If we can get a retest there and then continue our way up. Remember, there's the old floor, there's a lot of resistance, so this is going to struggle on its way up here. Microsoft has been pretty weak today, but looks like it started to recover, which is good because you're starting to see Apple running out of gas. Hopefully, Microsoft can pick that back up and keep it going. Seen some rotations and other things like Google's been strong. Maybe we see a rotation out of Google into Tesla tomorrow, especially if there's any kind of split going on tomorrow. UPST is one I really want to watch. I really like this being beat down so much. I am in shares in this, trying to swing this to the end of the year rally. Affirm is another one. There's a lot of really good ones going into the end of the year. Again, we're just trying to get past this headache. Once we get past the headache, I think we can start rolling. On the daily, you got this wedge. We're looking for the break here. If we can really get above 132, I think we can really do some running back to all-time highs. E-commerce, definitely a major player here. You want Amazon to hold essentially this 34.95 mark. If it can hold that, I can see Amazon going to all-time highs. Shop, same thing, same chart. I'm actually looking to enter this tomorrow. As long as it holds this area, I don't want it to break below the 1500 mark. If it does, I definitely want to proceed with Shop as well. There's a bunch of other, the chips, NVIDIA. I'd rather play ASML in my opinion. NVIDIA could be another one you play. Trying to look for that 310 retest here. As long as it holds, I think this can really go up and start making some all-time highs as well. And that's pretty much it. I didn't want to make this video too long. It's ultimately, I know I had a lot of state of the market kind of talk there in the beginning. That's important to know where the market is kind of heading and the guidance of my thesis and where I kind of expect it to go. So from this point, all I can say is good luck. Be cautious because things can change. News events right now with the Fed extremely sensitive to the market, so just be mindful of that. We can correct fast, and can drop fast. The good thing is one thing to pay attention to is when news typically drops, it's either very early in the morning pre-market, or it doesn't really come out to like midday, unless it's obviously something very big, very traumatic that's going on. But news typically drops around then, so it kind of gives you a little bit of time to just be mindful around those periods. But if you have made it this far, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.